YouTube, back again with another one. In this video, we're going to talk about phishing and email headers and how to analyze this and what are they. So you could download your email or view raw messages by going there. Let's go here. See a lot of information. All right, if you're in Google, you can go to this. You can download the EML file. You also can show original, which will show the headers as well. So the sender sends an email. It goes to the SMTP server, goes to the internet, and it travels through many different servers, right? And then this will be the receiving server here, IMAP, and then the recipient receives it. I'm going to show you an example of this here in a moment. So this is an example of a phishing email here. All right, so this is what it would look like in your mail client, whether that's at Microsoft Exchange, Thunderbird, whatever you're using. So we have the date here. We have who's it's from. We have who's it's to, subject. We have a clickable link here, right? And as we can see down here, when we hover over it, it's blog 1. So let's do this. I'm going to copy the link. Let's put this in virus total. So this is how we'll do analysis. We'll just, okay, so this link is clean. But let's really see what it's doing. So I'm going to pop it in anywhere. Okay. And this is just a virtual sandbox so that way we can test and see. It's saying it cannot be reached. So this domain might have been taken down. I'm not sure. All right, let's check a couple other things. Let's gather some other information. So this is what it would look like, right? But let's open up the header. All right, so let's open up the header. So this is what the header looks like right here. All right, so as you can see, we have the subject, we have who's it's from, who's it's to, message ID. We have a lot of important information that we could use to write up a analysis. Now, all right, so let me do a Control F. Let me see, can I find? All right, so a couple things that we want to look at. We say sender IP is this, so we can run this through OSINT tools like virus total to just see if it has a negative reputation. I didn't put it, copy it right. So as you can see, it does have some suspicious. It has been flagged suspicious by some of the security vendors. Another thing we can do is we can put it in Talos. I always recommend using more than one OSINT tool when you're doing analysis. Web reputation is questionable. Okay. It doesn't show us that it's on any block list. Okay. Another tool that we can use is we can use this. So if we go back to our header, we see that we have base 64 encoding here. So we actually can go in Cybersecurity and we can decode contents. So like this, for example, we can decode these contents. we can go to this website here, and it basically breaks down a lot of headers that are used within mail. All right, we won't cover all of these, but we'll cover a couple of them. Okay. So date is definitely very important. When the from header, it's gonna be the sender. So let's see, is this domain suspicious? So this is a very important one. So we can geolocate this and we can perform different actions to determine where this came from. We can check that IP reputation like we just did. So the received header is going to be one of the most important things. So like we see 3 of these here, it's going to go through a variety of mail servers, okay, to reach its final destination. So we'll see a variety of these because so depending on how many MTAs that the message had to traverse in its journey, it determine how many of these that we'll see here. Each server adds its own received header, okay? So the last one that we see here is closer to the, so this first header is the closest to the recipient, right? And the last one that we see here is the closest one to the sender, right? So we need to start from the bottom and move upwards, okay? Sometimes attackers can include spoof headers. So like we mentioned, we went ahead and grabbed the X sender IP address right here, and we went through some OSINT, and let's see what we get when we look this up. Hate these. All right, and we see that it's in line with DigitalOcean. So another thing we can do is we can go analyze headers, and then we can actually copy our header into here, and we can get it analyzed. All right. Yeah. So it's not passing any of the authentication protocols that I mentioned in one of my last videos. I had a link to it that breaks down what SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. Yes. So those are the authentication checks. So All right, so we're back. So we got another sample here, and this email has a subject of good news and rewards for the XRP community. It says it's from Ripple, but as we can see, it's a different domain here. We have a date, and let's look at the contents. So as we hover over that, we see the hyperlink down there. Let's see what this one does. Okay. All right, now let's go ahead and open it up in Sublime. I'm going to open up in Sublime Text. All right. So when we look at the receive headers, we can identify when it was routed from the center to the other servers. Right. All right. So let's go down to the first receive header. We have this one. All right. So let's do a lookup on this IP address right here. Let's see what we got. All right. Rack space. All right, let's try it here. See what this one gives. Mailgun. Rack space hosting. Okay. So it did pass SPF. So it passed DKIM as well. So we have, all right, so we have this one, and it's using this SHA-256 hash for algorithm. So this is version 1. Got the algorithm. We got the domain. All right, so we actually can look this up. Okay, so let's go to, let's see what we got here. Let's see. Okay. Let's do DKIM lookup. Yes, we got that. We got that public key right there. So let's go ahead and go into the email header analyzer. Let's see what we got when we do this. So let's go over some additional details within this email header. So the modern version of 1.0, it just allows that this email to have different type of content like HTML, right, and attachments. So let's see. Type. So this specifies that it's HTML, right? Or it can be plain. It can be a couple different. So sometimes this would be base 64. Sometimes it'd be 7-bit, 8-bit. This is a quoted printable. So let me pop this in Cybershelf. Let's paste it. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, let me pop this in Cybershelf. Let me do quoted printable. Okay. Let's do can extract any URLs. Okay. So that way we'll know exactly, like those hyperlinks that I was able to hover over with those buttons, we know exactly where it's taking us. A lot of times phishing emails stress urgency. So we definitely want to be looking out for that. And we need to look out for grammatical or spelling errors as well. So as you can see, that's very useful. Let's look at this example. It says your chance to receive a free correct coffee maker. Who wouldn't want to get this, right? It has some attachments which can be malicious. It says it's from Walmart. Okay. And this is another tactic they like to employ, letting you think that you got something for free. Remember, you guys, nothing in life is free. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, I don't know what's the rest of this stuff, but as we can see when we hover over the image, we can see that hyperlink in the bottom left. You know what we're about to do now, you guys. Let's go ahead and open this one up. All right. Let's go ahead and gather some of our evidence or artifacts. All right. So sender IP is this. Let's look at the reputation. Okay. It says it's out of Ukraine. Wow. The host. All right. All right. Let's go back to it. Content type, multi-part related. return path. So that's when you reply to it, that's who it's going to go to. All right, so let's analyze this. So let's go ahead and analyze this header right here. See what we got. It didn't pass anything. It's terrible. So I want to also put this in Cybersecurity and extract URLs. And then we can try to see what we get. So as you can see, we got some URLs. See what we got. Let's see where this takes us. Another tool that you can use as well is URL to PNG. You can also use this if you don't want to actually go to the site, right? I like using this because it's sandbox and I can test what it's actually doing and seeing if it flags anything malicious or make any network connections, etc. All right, so go back to Cyber Shelf. Let's try another one of these. This one might be malicious right here, t.co. Show you here right quick. I hate these. X. Yeah, I definitely got to put this one in the sandbox. So no threats detected on this. Let's put it here. I want to see what this is actually doing on the system. Yeah, that's weird. So not sure. Let's try this. And I'm gonna try this one too. This website right here. Let's see what this one does. 400 error. Well, so far, let's see. I'm gonna also do front base 64 because I want to say not two base 64. What am I doing? Front base 64. All right. So this is weird. Let's see what this takes us. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see what this type of reputation this has. Let's file. Sometimes these sites are taken down, especially if they've been up for a while. Let's see. See this domain here that this person got registered. Nothing for that as well. Yep. Let's see this. Oh yeah, okay.